Okay, this is the practice test for test number 3 in CSCI202, and our first question is related to one-dimensional arrays. We're going to write a private static function called average that accepts one parameter. It'll be an array of floating point numbers. It's going to calculate and return a floating point number representing the average of all the elements in the array. So add them all up and divide by the number of elements in the array. Okay. And so we got numbers in all locations, beginning with location 0. We'll need to use the length property to determine the size of the array. We'll do that in the function. So here's a sample. I'm going to have a 3-element array, put 8, 10, and 18 into it. Add those numbers up, and I get 26. And if I divide that, wait a second, I get 36. And if I divide that by 3, I get 12. Here I've got 10, 20, 30, 40, and 51. The average of that should be 30.2. So it's going to add, those numbers add up to 151. And so when I write that out, that's what I should get. So let's write the code. There is a program shell that basically has the same code. So what I need to do is I need to comment out all of the other functions here. So let's comment those out. And then we're going to create a new function. It's going to be public. It's going to be static. It's going to return a float. The name is average. We're going to pass in an array of floating point numbers. And I'm just going to call this nums. So I need to add them all up. So I'm going to have a floating point local variable called sum. I'm going to set equal to 0. And then I'm going to go and I'm going to look at every item in the list. I'm going to do another integer variable called size, which will be the size of the array, equals, and it's going to be nums.length. Okay, that's a property that will tell me how many items are in the array. Now it's just a simple matter of writing a loop that we'll step through. So for I equals 0, I is less than size, I plus plus. And what I want to do is sum plus equals, the name of my list is nums, and I want the number at position I. That'll add them all up, and then when I get done, I want to return sum divided by size. Okay? So if I run that now, it tells me I should get 12 and 30.2. So let's go ahead and make sure I didn't comment out my read line. I did not. So that'll keep it on the screen, so let's go ahead and run it. .12 and 30.2, so it's working correctly. So that's a fairly straightforward problem, and I think we'll do one video for each problem on the practice test. We'll do 4 videos altogether, so we'll stop this one right here.